I'm going to do a little bit different video than I usually do today. I just finished up this Sireno number 2. It's a motorcycle siren. And it's missing the projector on the front, but it's also missing the mounting bracket. And a lot of these motorcycle lanterns are missing the handlebar mounting bracket for some reason. I don't know if people just throw those away or use them for something else. I've seen some that have the A bracket mounting to the siren but missing the other half, making a clamp. So I'd like to have one for this one, but those are pretty hard to come by. I already have another number 2 Sireno motorcycle siren that has the handlebar or fork mount on it. And you can see how it's made. It's just a clamp, a bar clamp basically, that fits on there. It's held onto the siren by a single bolt through the center here. What I need to do is make one of those. And this is where we're going to combine hobbies. I don't have the skills to metal cast, but I do 3D print. And let's see how that goes. Now what I have to do to duplicate these is make some detailed measurements. And sketch. Same for each one, all these little details. Then we can transfer that onto paper. I do my drawings in SketchUp. It's an online program. It's a good CAD system. If you've got any CAD experience, it's got a pretty easy learning curve. Here I get the basic size of the object that I want to make. You get the depth. And then here I'm going to set the position for the 4 bolt holes. I'm not going to bore you with the whole creation of this thing because it takes a little while. And some trial and error. But just kind of give you an idea of the work that goes into designing or drawing something out if you've never done it. Here I'm setting my spaces, and these are 8mm holes, which is good for a 5/16 inch bolt to pass through. And then once I get those in place, based on the measurements I've inputted, I just have to punch them out. And once you punch one out and make sure it went through, you just have to click the other ones and it'll just follow through with them. But you have to remember to let go or it does that. And then you just have to set it back. Alright, I have both my drawings finished up. This is in SketchUp. And I think I got everything the way I want it. It's not going to be an identical, but I don't think it's worth trying to get those extra features in there for this. So we're gonna go with that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we are going to download this as an STL file. Now, then we're going to take this STL file and we're going to open it up in a slicer program for the 3D printer. I use Ultimaker Cura. It's an older program, but I have an older printer, so they get along very well. And sometimes it's a little slow to load. Alright, here's my build plate on my printer. This is what it would look like on there. And I have all my settings already over here, how I want it to print it, all the details. And so I tell it to slice it, and then we can preview that slice. And here's what's going to have to put supports under there where there's overhangs and everything. And it's going to build it like this on the printer. And so then we save this as a G-code file, which is what the printer reads, and it tells it what to do and how to build this on the plate. So let's send this thing to the printer. Well, everything's off the printer. I think I did pretty well. If we compare these two, I think I've got a pretty good duplication here. And it's not perfect. There's some details a little different on these, but I think that it will do quite well for what I want to do. Can't see in the video too well probably, but those holes line up just perfectly. Here's the original, formed by square bar clamp. Here's mine. Let's see how it goes. On this original piece here, that's the wrong one. On this original piece here, these holes are threaded to accept these so it pulls the clamp together. So what I've got to do is the same thing on this new 3D printed piece. And what I did is I made these holes the same diameter as the shaft of these bolts so that I could cut the threads in there. And the way I'm going to do that is with this tap and die. This is a 5/16 18 thread per inch tap. All I'm going to do is just cut these in. You turn this so it feels a little bit tight and you back up to clear those channels just like you would on metal, and you slowly cut your way through. Till we come out the other side. And you stop getting resistance. And there we go. So we take this back out. And then we can test it. And it threads perfectly. So I'm just going to do this for the other 3 holes. Alright, so we have all the pieces made. Let's put it together and see how it works. Make sure I grab the right piece. It's very good. Now, these will come in here and thread. I'm going to borrow the base from our other siren. Let's see how it mounts. It doesn't take a lot of tension to hold this siren up, so I don't really crank these down. We don't want to put too much tension on those threads. Those threads will hold just fine with what it needs. And voila, we have a siren mounted on our pole. Nice motorcycle mount. Much better for display than just laying on a shelf. Now I'll just have to build it its own stand and display base.